Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Do you give your mother a flower for Mother's Day? This year, consider doing a small wall quilt which will last the entire year. Select New Project, label it Flowers for Mom, and select OK. View the project sketchbook, go to the Fabrics tab, and select Clear, followed by OK. Close the project sketchbook. Under Libraries, select Fabric Library, and I've already downloaded the latest fabric of the month from EQ, which is Wyndham Fabrics Color Club. So I'm going to click the plus next to it, select Color Club by Heather Valentine, select all fabrics, add to sketchbook, and close. Under Draw Blocks, select Design a Block from Scratch. Select a new block pieced Easy Draw block, change the block width to 4 and the height to 15. Let's set the snaps every ½ inch, so that would be 8 by 30. Turn on the graph paper and set at 2 by 2, and snapping options are just snap to grid. Select the line tool and draw horizontal lines at 2, 4, 10, and 11 inches. For the top segment, draw diagonal lines from the center of the horizontal line at 2 inches to the corners. Then draw additional diagonal lines from 2 inches at the top to 1 inches on the 2 diagonal lines. For the second segment, draw a diagonal line from 3 inches on the top to 1 inch on the 4-inch horizontal line, and then do a mirror image on the other side. For the bottom segment, draw a line from a ½ inch on the top to 1 inch on the bottom. Draw a mirror image on the right side. For the next piece, we need to adjust the snap options so that the horizontal are set every ½ inch. Change the snaps horizontal to 16. With the line tool, draw 2 lines, both a ½ inch from the center. Then draw a slanted line from 7 inches on the top to 1½ on the horizontal line at 10 inches. And we're going to go from 7 inches on the right to 2½ inches on the bottom. Now adjust snaps vertical to snap every ½ inch, so change them to 60. Then go from 5 inches on the left to 6 3/4 on the right. Then draw the mirror image starting at 5 inches on the left edge of the block, ending at 7 inches on the right edge of the stem. Select the Color tab and color the block. Add to Project Sketchbook. Select the Quilt worktable and select a New Quilt Horizontal. Select the Layout tab and change the number of blocks to 1 by 1 and the size to 4 by 15. That's the size of our flower. Select the Border tab, change the first border to a ½ inch. Select Add, change that border to 1½ inches. Select Add, change the border style to mitered, and change the size to a ½ inch. Select the Design tab, and under Block Tools, Set Block, locate the block that was just drawn and click on the center space for the quilt. Select Fabric Tools, and you can use the eyedropper to identify fabrics already in the quilt. And with the Control or Command key, I can select the first border, select fabrics, and with the Control or Command key, color the 2 remaining borders. Select Hide Show Quilt Patch Lines and add to Project Sketchbook. I thought it would be fun to try a different flower head. So on the block work table, go back to Draw. With the pick tool, drag a box to select everything from 4 inches on up. That will be the flower head, and select Delete. Select the line tool and redraw the horizontal line at 4 inches. Select the Color tab and add to Project Sketchbook. I'm going to create the next flower head in PolyDraw. Select New Block, Pieced, PolyDraw. Change the block width and height to 4 by 4. Then select the circle grid. Since I will use a Dresden ruler that will give us 20 petals, I'm going to set the spokes at 40 and also set the rings at 8. Select the Polyline tool and we're going to start one ring in from the first full ring. Double-click to start and single-click on each of the additional nodes. And double-click at the starting place to finish. Turn on the Hide Show Autofill so we can see the completed patch. Now I'm going to change the number of spokes to 20. Select Clone and rotate one time. The rotation will be based on the number of spokes. Position to the right of the first petal. And this works as long as there is still one spoke arc intersection that the petal can intersect with. With the pick tool, I'm now going to drag a box and select both, clone, rotate 2 times. Continue to clone and rotate the set of 2 petals until half the block is completed. Now we can continue doing this, but we can save a little bit of time if we use the pick tool and do the controller command plus A to select everything. Clone, flip left to right, flip top to bottom, drag the crosshairs, and move the entire set of patches to the left. Now turn off the Hide Show Autofill and use the Poly Arc tool to draft a circle patch. And we can do that with 4 nodes, again double-clicking to end the patch. Select the Color tab and color the block. Note that when you color the circle, it will now cover the rest of the patches. Add to Project Sketchbook. Select the Quilt work table, and now under Block Tools, select the flower pot without the head and click on the center block space. Select Layer 2 and select the PolyDraw block and drag it on the quilt. Select it with the Adjust tool and now make sure Snap Block Position to Grid is turned on and the grid snap increments are set at 1/2 inch. You can then drag the block into position. Note that if you put it at the top of the Easy Draw block, the XY axes will be 0, 0. Because of the stem, I actually think it looks better 1/2 inch lower. So note that I have now moved it so the Y axis is at 1/2 inch. Now I like the placement of the flower. I think I don't like the extra space at the top. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to go to the Border tab and I'm going to select border number 1. Under Lock Size Adjustments, turn off both the all and the top and bottom. Drag the top to 0 to eliminate the top. Select the Design tab. Use the eyedropper to identify one of the fabrics in the flower head. Select Layer 1 and with the controller command key, recolor one of the borders. Select Add to Project Sketchbook. I'm curious which of my flowers you preferred, or did you decide to come up with your own flower head? Please feel free to post in the Learning EQ Facebook group